A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there to my channel Twin Flame Union. And this is the part 2 of the channeling session Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine Love Their Scars. Channeling session part 2. And in the thumbnail you will see it says we love our scars. So they love their scars and we love our scars means that they are a team now. They are representing their togetherness. So whatever they have in life, be it the gifts or be it the scars have a lot to do with our projection to the planet, to other people. And in this session, one more thing came out, which happened between obviously part 1 and part 2, that the person I thought was the Divine Feminine is actually the runner. So she is carrying the masculine template. And the person I was assuming is Divine Masculine is actually the chaser. And though he does not get to chase her properly, but in his mind, mentally, he does that for a long time, for many years. And I will tell you what happened with them. And there is more clarity. That's why I'm able to channel it better, because in this gap that I got in between, I got the whole feeling, the whole energy as to why we all resonate with this is because though we may not have physical scars, though the runners, the masculines, the divine masculines, they don't have physical scars. In some cases, they might have maybe a disease or maybe a problem, maybe some issue that they have been facing for a long time, which they consider to be a scar, to be something bad. And also before awakening, for them, a lot of the stress comes from not being able to completely and fully accept your natural state of being. So they could be in jobs or businesses or things that they particularly don't like, they don't want to do. But they are doing it only because they have been raised up and their raising up is very different than the feminine, but the core issues are same. So they have been raised in such a way that they have been told or they have picked it up from their immediate surroundings that this is what a successful person's lifestyle should be like when it comes to relationship or professionally in any which way. So it's only after they meet the Divine Feminine, they get this shock, which is like a good soul shock, which is like getting electrocuted to be awakened actually. When they go through that phase, they realize that, okay, there is this person who is doing whatever she wants. She loves to do whatever she likes to do. She's doing it. Though she has so many problems, though she is facing some issues, he has a hint about it. He doesn't completely know. And at this point in time, even the Divine Feminine has not come to the vulnerability stage. She is still putting a strong suit on. This is the other strong suit, which is not needed actually. So nevertheless, what happens is that with a lot of us, the same thing is actually happening, which is happening with them in a very physical manifestation. So the runner, who otherwise did not have any scars, but the scar came out, it happened in an accident, in a situation. And it was not even like a road accident or, you going. It's like you're literally in your house, in your comfort zone. You're cooking something in the kitchen and something like this happens. So it's not even like she can blame someone. The runner cannot say that, hey, this person did this to me or that person did it to me. It is completely like it was destined to be. It was meant to happen. So it is happening. And now the consequences are that first and foremost, I have to end the relationship with the divine. Obviously, they don't know the divine masculine and feminine concept. She just wants to end the relationship with the guy because she feels that he will not accept her and she's not worthy of him also anymore. So till this point, we were on one page in the part 1. Now moving on from there. So the initial separation was still easy, like the breaking up part, and she thought that she can escape from this situation. She will drown herself into some studies or some work, or she will do something that, and she can do it. She thought that she can pull it off very easily. And then what happened is that with time, 1 year passed, 2 year passed, 3 year, 4 years. With time, she realized that she can never forget him. Like she has tried everything, but she can never forget him. She always keeps thinking about him. And now it's like, it's become like this thing that she cannot really escape, because no matter where she goes, what she does, all the people, she's finding his presence in everybody else, like everyone. It's like, even when, maybe it's like a cousin saying something, but it reminds her of him. Or maybe it's a lady, she says something and it's like, oh my god, that's what he said to me also. Oh my god, how come you saying this? So every little thing was reminding her of him. And in this case, the runner being a girl, but she's from a very loving home, so otherwise it would have been really hard for her to cope up with this. And normally runners do get that. Runners always get a lot of affection, lot of love and pampering, but now this has become overbearing, because in any which way she was extremely loved and attended to, which she always felt was overbearing. And now with this accident, that happened in the house, everybody has become extra caring towards her. And for about 1 year and 2, she could not even step out of the house, because the injury was so bad and there were surgeries that were happening and a lot of things were going on, medicines were going on, painkillers were going on. And the worst part is that every time she would look at herself in the mirror, she would get very scared. In fact, for many days she was not even shown the mirror, because the family and the doctors were scared that she would look at herself and she would be scandalized or she would be crazy. So somehow she came to that stage where she could first face herself, and then one by one other things happened. So though in the scheme of things on planet Earth it may look like a long time has passed, but when you're actually going through it, time moves in a very different fashion. And I know if you guys are doing some kind of awareness practice and technique, you understand time as a concept much better now, especially because of the twin flame journey. And on the other hand, what happens with the chaser? The chaser is feels very betrayed, feels very hurt, and feels like, how could the runner do something like this to me? I mean, it's like what a lot of you feel actually. How could the runner do this? How could they just vanish? How could they just stop taking my calls or ignore me? And in this case, he just received the news and there's no way he can talk to her. She doesn't want to be communicated. So he went through a lot of pain and a lot of agony and a lot of anger for a long time. Like for many years, he actually felt that she did him wrong. And as I said, that he really could not commit to anybody, because he was not in that zone even before. Okay, so he could not commit to anyone. And now what happened is that from the chaser's point of view, at first for a few years he got very angry with her. And then slowly and gradually, because they are also in inner journey, they are doing an inner journey, but they are not very aware about it. Slowly and gradually, he started sort of empowering himself more and more. He would watch a lot of books, he would watch a lot of movies, he would watch a lot of documentaries. He started figuring out, like, why am I in so much pain? Okay, she's gone from my life, she chose someone else, she got married to that person. It's history. Why am I still feeling bad about it, and why am I still thinking about it? That means, something is wrong with me also. So from that perspective, and to find peace, at first he cannot find peace anywhere. He does a lot of things too. He goes for parties, he drinks, he smokes, he does everything, and he cannot find peace. And then he starts understanding that, whatever has happened. After all these years also, I still feel the love for her. I still feel that she was really the one for me, who was special, who stood out, who gave me something that no one else could do. So for that part, at least I should, be thankful to her. And most importantly, after she goes away, after some time, like after a few years are over, he starts becoming a very stable person. He starts emotionally becoming, very independent. And surprisingly, he opens up a business wherein he is doing some work for people who have skin issues. And he's not like a doctor or anything. he just feels that it would be good, because in his journey he felt that he had to make himself look better, he had to be out there. He did a lot of inner work which was reflecting on his outside personality. He has no idea, just imagine, he has no idea that the runner is going through something similar, but he starts a place like that where people with accidents or with scars or something like that could come and get treatment over there. Now, I was finding it very bizarre when I was channeling this, because till the time I had not received the full story, the full download, I was not even understanding. It took me a while to understand, because in 2019 I had received something very intense, something very similar, which was related to scars, body scars. And it got me into this thinking mode back then also. Like, people have body scars, or people have these bodily defilements, or something happens to them in terms of disease or something, which could also make them feel like I'm not worth it. And then I saw in 2017, I think I had seen a documentary by Louise L. Hay, and this is the reason why I really like that song, which I have shared also with you all. Some of you have seen it. So this she spoke about, in that documentary, she spoke about all the people who had HIV/AIDS, and they were told by many people that they would die. But with the treatment that she gave, which was all based on self-love, no pills, no medication, no surgeries, nothing, a lot of them actually recovered fully. And they got many tests done, and the doctors were shocked. They had no trace of HIV/AIDS, nothing whatsoever. So, in the healing work I also help people who have blocks like blood pressure, or they have trouble with the heart, or they have trouble, some kind of bodily issue, maybe some kind of weight issue, maybe they are too thin, they want to put on weight, maybe they're too on the fatter side, they want to lose weight. I also work with all of those people. So because this is a part of energy, everything is energy. So when she got this scar, it was actually like they had both found true love, they had both awakened, and they had both evolved. But the inner world, there is something else going on in the inner world. And what I had picked up from the initial session, the initial thought of this girl is, even before she went through this accident, she had this big doubt about looks, about body. She had this in a big way. That's why in this channeling, it's extremely important and has a great takeaway. So, moving on, what happens is that after a few years have passed by, the girl who's the runner, she has found a way that her faith becomes stronger with her experience. What happened when the thing had happened to her, the accident, and she got into the dark night of the soul, she was simply not able to come to the present moment. She was simply not able to find any solutions. At that time, she was extremely negative. She just thought that it can never work out, this love can never happen, this relationship can never happen, so I better escape from this situation for the good of both of us. And if you notice something, that even in what she did, there was a good intention. The intention was full of love. So the universe always sees these things, especially in runners. So if you look at the situation, there is something good in this, because her intention was actually to protect him, protect the man she loves, and protect him from all the pain. At the same time, there was this huge fear hovering around her. So she was simply blocked, and she could not see any solution at that time. But over a period of years, over a period of time, she just could not stop thinking about him. It's like every single day, she was with him. She was practically living with him in the same room, in the same house. And even when she would be like very busy with many people, with a lot of crowd doing this, that, she would think of him. And this is the inner work for the runners. This is how inner work works for them. Because they try to escape first, they run away, then they drown themselves into something. Now, painkillers and these type of medicines also have a very drug-induced effect, or a lot of people. And I did see this in this channeling also, that for a long time she was depending on these medicines because she was getting anxiety, she was getting panic attacks, she was getting scared, and that pain was coming back. And she also worked a lot on herself, on her fears, on her doubts, and she became a person who no longer needed any pill or any medication. She started building up her confidence, and this inner work that she did, that also sort of had an effect on other people. So everyone started seeing her as this person who is doing things on her own. So she told her family members that she wants to live alone, she doesn't want to take any help from anyone, and even if she's not dating anyone or she's not in a relationship, she still wants to live her life in the best way. Now the childhood friend is still there, who was a part of the breakup ritual also. She starts seeing a big change in her, and she starts feeling that maybe I made a mistake, back then. Maybe, who knew that? I mean, what if he would have actually accepted her? What if he would not have gotten scandalized or scared by her? What if he would not have done all the things that I thought he would? So she thinks that she also made a mistake, and she kind of prays to the God, to universe, to God, the friend, the childhood friend, that I wish, if I made the mistake by helping in the breakup, by separating these two, then something should happen, that they should both come back together, and they should both, be happy with each other, because they deserve each other. Sound of the conch. So she also makes this prayer, and the universe listens to the prayers. Someone is praying right now also. It's a good sign actually, in the middle of the channeling. Now the friend obviously doesn't know what to do, and she also thinks that would he still be remembering her? Maybe he's got married, or maybe he has moved on, and things like that. Now this is the time when social media has boomed and everybody's online, available. So this guy is looking for her, but he never finds her because she never came on social media. And she sort of looked for him also, and she saw that he's happy and he's with other girls. So those were all official photos, or those were photographs clicked with friends and people he knew, because he's become an empowered person now. He's no longer thinking about her all the time. This is a big change that divine feminines do eventually, because he feels that it was her decision. He doesn't know all the backstory. He felt that it was her decision to choose another person, to move on, to go away just like that, so abruptly. So he should also move on now, and he should just be happy for her. And obviously he doesn't know anything about her, so he kinds of let goes, he surrenders. So for him, he was on a proper inner work journey, where he was probably not aware that he's a twin flame or something, but for him it was a spiritual ascension, because it was all about finding inner peace, inner joy, inner love, and becoming independent with your own inner energy, having a connection with the source. And he started finding a lot of peace with faith, and he was doing many things, like he had his own work going on, his own business. So he wanted to be of help for other people. He wanted to do something. So he came up with this idea, which did well for him as well. Now, it was, you can say, it is a plan of destiny, or it is, and I've been showed the whole story. So the friend finally decides that, she should not have been in between. She is like single. She didn't marry anyone. And over a period of time, she's also showing a lot of changes, because the chaser energy is gone now. The chaser energy that the guy had is over. He is surrendered. And after the stage of surrender, which is a part of the final stage, he's feeling a lot of harmony within himself. So all his chakras got merged. All of that happened, and he started focusing on the mission, trying to help other people out, trying to, do something which makes other people happy and their life happier. And this was not the only thing he was doing. He was doing many other things, because being a divine feminine energy, everyone is here with a mission. So he got into his mission, and surprisingly, the friend actually found this place. She was searching on internet. She found this place that he was running, one of the places that he was running. So he was doing various things, and the skin related thing, the scar removal or these things was part of one of those businesses or clinics where people were facing a good relief and good relaxation. Now, so the friend feels that, maybe she should do something. And at the same time, she also starts looking up for the guy on social media. And she's unaware that this place is, it's like one of his business ventures or something like that. I don't know if it's a proper business or it is some kind of a work that he's doing for helping other people. But I do see that rich people are donating and they're helping. So it's like a very good concept. Now, and he's also running a lot of seminars. So I do see this person is going up places. He's like a life coach. He's helping people. He's giving them confidence because he found the confidence in his own journey. He found the confidence after he surrendered, after he let go, after he had faith. He was harmonizing. So while his own journey was going on, he started uplifting and empowering other people too. Now, this friend looked up for him and she found out, and she kind of made a guess that he is still single. He's not doing anything with anyone. So she starts convincing her friend that, you should not have broken up with him. Like, look at this. So many years have passed by. You are still single. He's still single and you are still thinking about him. I think you should make a move and you should talk to him. You should contact him again. And the runner girl, she totally freaks out. She said, no. With what, face will I face him? First of all, yes, I had this scar and all, but now with time, I do feel that I was extremely insecure. I should not have been so insecure. I know it is not that bad. With all the treatment over the years, it's started looking slightly better now. But what is he going to think about me, that I am such a horrible person? I cannot face him. She says that I simply cannot face him, and he will not bother about me. Like, that time was college. Like, it's been years since then, like, why would someone I dated in college and dumped so badly, will come back to me and accept me? Or maybe he likes someone, or maybe publicly he is not committed to anyone. Like, what makes you think that, he is single? Because I do see pictures of women with him. Maybe he's dating one of them, and look at him. Again, she says, he's so good looking still. He's so handsome. He's so attractive. Like, why wouldn't women be attracted towards him? Like, come on, he doesn't even remember me, and he obviously doesn't think good about me. So let's not talk to him. Let's not message him. It's just a very stupid idea. And she cannot do it. She just cannot do it. Even if she wants to do it, she cannot do it. Now the friend is like, okay, I'm not gonna message him, because again, she also feels that maybe she's right. Maybe he would just think that these two girls are crazy after so many years. Suddenly, they are messaging me and saying, hey, that was not the correct story. We just faked it. And she also kind of finds it a bit weird. Now, finally, she books an appointment for her, and she wants her friend to be empowered. So she says that, there is some kind of a group going on for people who have scars and people who got burnt, or people who got, like something like what happened with you. And there is a very nice group where they not only, talk to one another, they share with one another, but there are also cosmetic procedures that are offered to them. And she's like, okay, it would be nice to meet others like me. And of course, people like this are very empowering too, because they also go through a huge, journey, a very intense journey of finding love again with their own selves. So she goes over there, and they are shocked because she sees him, the guy, the chaser, who was the chaser, not the chaser anymore, the divine feminine, who's a man, and divine masculine. And it's like he had already read her story before she came, because he is supposed to read all the stories of all the people who come to meet him in the seminar. He had read the story, but she had not put any picture on it. And she had also used her other name. She didn't want to appear as the old person that she was. So he had read the story. He felt something when he picked up the form. He picked up some energy, but he wasn't very sure. But the story sounded very close, like she was in college and this happened, and then she had a big struggle for many years. So something was like clicking. His heart was beating fast, but again he was not like, okay, whatever, maybe. And when they finally came face to face, it was like, oh my god, it was amazing. So what I have channeled is that they do meet and they do connect, and the communication happens on its own spontaneously. Now, I'm not sure if the friend has done this intentionally because she kind of found some reference, but the friend has played a role. She played a role when they got separated, and now she played a role again when she wanted them to be united and be together. So this is a wonderful story. I feel it had been there with me since a long time, and finally after such a long time it got completed. As I said, in 2019 I had this very intense channeling with the scars, but I could never figure it out, like why is this happening, what does it mean, what does it lead to. So I also, in the morning before this channeling started, I also happened to read something about how runners feel on Quora, and I found it interesting, so I thought of sharing it with you all. And it's a question basically. Where this person's answer I had read in another video also, though I don't remember what question it was, but its name is Katharina, and someone had asked a question. Now I don't know if the same person asked the question and someone else has given the answer, but the answer was very interesting, and it says that runners run because they don't think very highly of themselves in general. Despite all the confidence you see, all the everything, they do have insecurities. However, no matter how much a twin loves his or her runner, the bitter truth is that a runner cannot love the chaser back in the same way in which the chaser loved the runner. Why? Because someone who's not in a healthy relationship with himself or herself cannot be in a healthy relationship with anyone else. The chaser is used to love difficult people because he or she knows this from childhood. The fact that the runner runs reminds the chaser of how he or she had to run behind his or her parents. That's unhealthy too. So both of them learn. The runner learns to love himself and stop running away from his twin and himself. That can be replaced with herself in this situation. And chaser learns to love himself and stops running behind the runner and therefore from himself. So both have to learn to love themselves just the way they are. Runners run because they don't think, so in between I'm giving my commentary also. Runners run because they don't think very highly of themselves in general, and I know what I say will trigger some runners and some chasers now. But when a runner tells you that they are from the moon, they don't feel good enough for you, and that they are shadows who absorb the light, believe them. Let them run and only let them back in, if at all. They have proven 1 million times they really have changed. Otherwise, you'll be back to scratch. And yes, this happens with a lot of people who are in a on and off dynamic where they have reunions, again separation, reunion, again separation, again, because the runner is still not fully in love with himself or herself, and the inner work done by the chaser is not complete. It's not enough. So even though the runner comes back, but because the inner work is still incomplete, there are so many wounds, there are so many places the healing has to be done, there are so many places that therapy needs to go, that the chaser is still cannot, take them back with full confidence. They sort of accept certain things which they should not, and they get very excited when they come back, so on and so forth. So these are the things that obviously only in a personal reading or in a personal therapy session can be worked upon and mended upon, because every situation is different and every person has different kind of wounds coming from a different situation. So on this note, I'm going to end this channeling session. All's well that ends well is what I received from this. And also that you don't know the runner's backstory. No one knows why they're running, why are they so scared, why do they choose other people, why do they go after karmics. Nobody knows that till the time they fully heal and they come back. And the healing of the runner completely depends, in my opinion, like I felt this and I saw this, though people who are DMs are also working with me, but I feel that there is some connection with the inner work of the divine feminines that they're running away from. So, yes, your inner work will have an impact on the runner 100% because you are the mirror, they are the mirror, and their wounds and your wounds are similar. In this channeling session, also, even though it came very strongly, like it was the runner's fear about, looks and body and this and that, but definitely the same thing must be in the chaser's reality also. He or she, like in this case, he was also probably going through similar doubts, like things would not work out, something bad would happen, and this and that. So they are both basically the same soul. It's like, that's why they say it's the other half. That's why they use this word. So, one love and peace out, and keep doing the inner work. It's all worth it.